everyone, welcome to the second edition of Cutup. For today's video, I wanted to do something a little bit different. As some of you might have known if you've met me, I'm a huge music fan. Hey, Joy Division, remember those guys? So what I'm going to be doing here is going through some albums that have really emotionally affected me at certain points in my life and are kind of amazing. So I just wanted to share some of my love for music with my viewers and my subscribers. So I'm going to start with a classic album. This here is Blondie. Of course, the leader of Blondie is Deborah Harry. And this album, I can't even begin to explain it. It's so heady, you know? It gets in your mind. It's kind of cerebral songwriting at its finest. I would say 10 out of 10 on this one. 10 out of 10. Next up here is David Bowie. This is Pinups. This is one of his earlier albums. And David Jones, that's his original name he was born with. His real name's not David Bowie, actually. The songwriting that happens on this album, it's cerebral. It gets in your head. It's heady. I would highly recommend that. That's like a 9.5 to 10 range for this one. I don't want to say for sure, but it's somewhere in there. Next up is a classic album, and I would say it's one of my favorites, actually, of all time. Kate Bush, Hounds of Love. The songwriting this is Kate Bush here, is really something to behold because it's cerebral. It gets in your head. It's heady. There's two pictures on the album too. There's a front picture and a back picture, which is always, makes you think, right? Like what if, if you pick it up, is which side's which? Definitely 10 out of 10. A 10 out of 10 album right here. Another great album here, The Beatles. The Beatles here, this album I think came out in the 1960s kind of area, or maybe 50s. The songwriting on this album is so cerebral and heady and gets in your mind. Say it here, folks, 10 out of 10 for the Beatles' White Album. And lastly, we have another amazing, amazing album. Cerebral, heady, gets in your mind, messes with your head. And this is, of course, Boney M, Night Flight to Venus. We never find out, I think, what the M stands for. That's kind of one of the mystery. Maybe it stands for mystery in a way. You hear the orchestrations, and they're effective. They affect you in here, right? But then the lyrics come in. The songwriting happens, and you're getting cerebral. Of course, you have to flip it when it runs out on one side, but don't worry, the other half of the album is there to listen to for if you're interested. So this one I would have to say is, you go this way or go that way, and you want to be accurate. Out of 10, 10. I think 10. I think it's a 10 out of 10 album right there.